In terms of an organization, I think the first thing you should look at is an organization which has a growth path ahead. See, you grow when organizations grow. There are organizations who are doing well and who are mature and stable organizations. I think they also offer a lot of advantages. They'll offer you advantages where you'll get the opportunity to learn systems, processes, etc. Whereas an organization which is on the growth path, you have to be in a journey of creating systems and processes. So both offer you learnings in a different way. See what excites you. I think that's an individual choice which you'll have to make. The other thing is look at organizations which will give you learning opportunities and an opportunity for you to develop skills. Look at opportunities where you have a good profile of leaders and mentors, because most of your learning will happen on the job. There is this model called the 70-20-10 model. Has anyone heard about it? It's a model where individuals and organizations learn. Has anyone heard about this model? Okay, I'll just quickly take you through this. Not very complicated. This is 70% of your actual learning and skill development happens on the job. So on your job, you will learn through experiences, some positive experiences, and a few hard knocks which you will also take in your way. It's a part of the business world. 20% will happen through coaching and mentoring. It could be from your line managers, it could happen through your peers, it could happen through the others as well, through more experienced people as well. In fact, you can also be a mentor later on for a lot of people. And 10% happens through structured learning programs, whether it's degrees, courses, etc. So if you look at it, 70% of your learning will happen on the job. So therefore, the need to take the right career choice, and especially the first organization you work with, that will lay the foundation stone of your career. The other thing is also try to look at organizations which focus on innovation and doing things differently, because that will help you acquire that innovation mindset, and it will also give you an opportunity to be a part of an organization which drives innovation. So the learnings which you get there will be phenomenal. And learnings which will happen is not only in on the hard attributes where you see a change being made, but also the softer attributes. Like how do you work with people? How do you influence people? How do you convince people? How do you work in teams, etc. So those learnings also cannot be underestimated. And I think the last thing you should do, especially in your first job, is focus on money. Whereas there is always a very strong tendency, whoever pays the best, let me go for that job. Whoever pays the best does not necessarily give you great learning opportunities. And so look at learning opportunities, look at organizations who have great leaders working for them. Look at organizations which drive innovation. So these are some of the attributes you should look at whenever you try for your first organization. So I can go on and on, but I'd just like to quickly highlight for those who are being entrepreneurs here. And entrepreneurship is also, of course, I've never been an entrepreneur. Maybe one day I will. But it's an area I've got the opportunity to work with a lot of people who have been entrepreneurs and who've grown the sizes of business to global scales. Some of the things which I see in them is, I wouldn't say, and some of these entrepreneurs are not from the brightest of institutes, and some of them are not even engineers. But one of the entrepreneurs I'd worked with is leading a mining conglomerate, a metals and a mining conglomerate, almost of an $80 billion enterprise. I joined the setup when it was a $3 billion enterprise, and it's grown to $80 billion. And this individual may not be an engineer himself, but he hires people, he hires engineers and management graduates from some of the leading business schools and engineering colleges all over the world. So it's not your formal qualification which makes a difference, but it is your drive, your attitude, your willingness to spot opportunities and convert opportunities into reality and money, I think, which makes a difference here. So, and the other important thing is, as entrepreneurs, you will not be successful all the time. Have the ability to take those calculated risks and take a few knocks along the journey here. But it is your resilience after taking those knocks to go ahead in your career, which will really differentiate you as entrepreneurs as compared to the others. easier to take knocks when you are younger. The older you get, your ability to bounce back becomes a little more difficult. Not impossible, but a little more difficult. Amitabh Bachchan is a classic case in point. He was almost bankrupt with his ABCL enterprise, but he's bounced back. He went back to acting, which was his core competence. Then later on has revived his business here. I think his son runs it now, ABCL. But clearly, I think it's the ability to bounce back which makes a difference.